Imagine you are a farmer 5,000 years ago. Your life, your family's survival, and the very existence of your village depend on one thing: the sky. It is the source of life-giving rain, but also the source of terrifying, unpredictable destruction. You look up, and you don't just see clouds. You see a face, a ruler, a father. Welcome back to Unmasking the Gods. Today, we aren't just looking at myths. We're performing a forensic audit on the most powerful archetype in human history, the Sky Father. Why does every major civilization, from the fjords of Norway to the temples of India and the cathedrals of Rome, worship the exact same old man on the throne? Is it a coincidence? Or is it a psychological survival mechanism coded into our DNA? Today, we unmask the Solar Archetype. When humans were hunter-gatherers, we lived in the horizontal. We followed the herds across the plains and worshipped the Earth Mother, fertility, deep caves, and the dark soil that gave us roots. But the moment we planted seeds, our orientation changed. We became vertical. The sky became the active principle. It was the masculine force that fertilized the feminine earth with rain. This is the Solar Archetype. We personified the weather so we could bargain with it. If the sky is a person, we can talk to him. We can sacrifice to him. We can call him Father to remind him of his duty to protect his children. We moved from the womb of the cave to the watchtower of the heavens. It was the first time humanity tried to find order in the chaos of the atmosphere. Long before the modern world, the Greeks looked to a terrifying crack of light that could level a forest in seconds and saw a king. They called him Zeus Pater, literally Sky Father. He sits on Olympus, the highest point, watching everything. He is the cloud gatherer. But look closer. Zeus isn't just a weatherman, he's a judge. To the Greeks, every thunderstorm wasn't a random weather pattern. It was Zeus expressing his moral will. By giving the lightning a name and a face, the Greeks turned a chaotic natural force into a divine magistrate. If you broke a contract, the Sky Father saw it. If you betrayed a guest, the Sky Father would strike. The thunderbolt wasn't just a weapon, it was a gavel. The Romans took this Greek blueprint and weaponized it for empire. They believed in a slightly different god called Jupiter, but the DNA remained identical. If you look at the name Peter, the Latin pater reveals his true identity as the father. But Rome added a layer of rigid bureaucracy. He became Jupiter Optimus Maximus, the best and greatest father. For Rome, the Sky Father wasn't just about rain anymore. He was about the state. When you looked at the sky, you saw the authority of Rome itself. His temple on the Capitoline Hill was the center of the world. To the Romans, the sky didn't just provide water, it provided law. If the Sky Father was orderly, then the empire must be orderly too. He was the ultimate witness to every oath made in the Forum. But before there was Zeus or Jupiter, there was the fallen Sky Father. This is the darker, more primal side of the archetype. The father who refuses to let his children grow. In Greek myth, this was Uranus, the literal sky, who hated his children and hid them away in the earth. He was overthrown by his son Cronus, who in turn became a Sky Father who swallowed his own offspring to prevent his own fall. This cycle, the succession myth, tells us something chilling about the Solar Archetype. The Sky Father represents the system. And like any system, it can become tyrannical. It can become a ceiling rather than a protector. The transition from a fallen father to a functional one is what differentiates a civilization that flourishes from one that stagnates. Zeus was the first to break the cycle. He didn't swallow his children. He integrated them into his court. He became the CEO of the gods, moving the Sky Father from a prehistoric monster of the clouds to a sophisticated administrator of the universe. This mirrors our own development. We move from fearing the storm to understanding the rules that govern it. As we move toward the freezing north, we find that the Sky Father doesn't just bring rain, he brings the wild, screaming wind of war. In Norse mythology, Odin is the Alpha Deer, the All-Father. While his son Thor handles the literal lightning, Odin represents the mind of the sky. He is the storm of inspiration and the wind of the battlefield. The Vikings didn't just want rain for crops, they wanted the divine breath to win glory. Odin unmasks the Sky Father as a strategist, the one who sees all from his throne, Lidskjalf, just as Zeus did from Olympus. He is the Sky Father who sacrificed an eye to see the truth of the universe, proving that to rule the sky, one must first master the self. 4,000 miles away from Rome, a golden warrior rides a massive white elephant through the clouds, wielding a diamond thunderbolt. This is the Hindu god Indra. In the ancient Vedic texts of India, he is the king of the gods. His weapon is the Vajra, the thunderbolt. His primary role was to slay Vritra, the cosmic serpent of drought who swallowed all the world's water. By unmasking Indra, we see the solar archetype at its most literal. The Sky Father must defeat the clouds of drought to release the water of life. It's the same linguistic root as Zeus, Dios Pitar, the Sanskrit Sky Father. Different continent, different culture, same cosmic identity. The message is clear. The Father provides, but only if he wins the war against the darkness. Why does this archetype persist? Because the Sky Father represents the superego. He is the part of our collective psyche that demands discipline, hierarchy, and light. He is the sun that burns away the fog of the unknown. Eventually, the literal lightning faded, but the Father remained during the rise of the monotheistic faiths. When Christianity spread through the Greek and Roman worlds, it adopted the Sky Father imagery to help converts understand the divine. This is why, for 2,000 years, God the Father has been depicted in art exactly like Zeus or Jupiter, an older bearded man sitting on a throne above the clouds radiating light. We still say, "Our Father, who art in heaven." The solar archetype survived the fall of the old temples because the human psyche still craves that sense of ultimate vertical order. We traded the bronze lightning bolt for a golden scepter, but the High King remains the same. He is the archetypal eye in the sky, the psychological realization that we are always being watched, and therefore we must behave. Whether it's Indra's Vajra, Zeus's bolt, or the Christian heaven, we are looking at a 6,000-year-old survival strategy. We unmasked the gods and found ourselves. We created the Sky Father because the alternative of vast, empty, indifferent vacuum was too terrifying to bear. We gave the sky a face so we wouldn't feel so alone in the storm. We turned the sun into an eye so that our lives would have meaning. We are still that farmer, looking up, waiting for a sign and hoping someone is listening. The Sky Father isn't the only one watching. The algorithm is too. If you want to help us keep peeling back these ancient layers, make sure to strike that subscribe button like a thunderbolt from Zeus himself. Ring the bell to ensure you're notified the second a new mask drops, and if you saw the pattern today, hit the like button to signal the rest of the tribe.